Today, we're talking about one of the many nutty sentences that can be constructed using the English language. So recently, a friend, Brian of Gauntlet versus Gantlet fame, sent me a Wikipedia article that predictably made my head spin. Check that out. That is 11 hads in a row. So, of course, I'm like, how do you even say that? James, while John had a better effect on the teacher. Eventually, I read the rest of the article because there was no way I was going to decipher that one on my own. I still can't figure out the 7 buffaloes. Yeah, that one. The sentence is sometimes presented as a puzzle where the solver must add the punctuation. Well, crap, I feel like a terrible copy editor now. I mean, I add punctuation to things for a living. Yeah, that does not make it any better. Now I don't want to look at it anymore. Curse you, Brian! He's probably giggling evilly somewhere. The article notes that the sentence is used to demonstrate lexical ambiguity, which, check plus, and the necessity of punctuation. I'll agree that the punctuation makes it a little better, but once I've looked at it without punctuation, my brain has stopped working. Here's the scenario. 2 students, James and John, are taking a test on which they have to describe a man who had suffered from a cold in the past. John said the man had a cold, and James said the man had a cold. We're already in weird English territory. Can we pass a law that provides a new helping verb to replace the word had? Because the helping verb and the action verb should not be the same word. Ugh. James's answer was right. It had a better effect on the teacher. All together now. Ooh, let's see if I can do it without looking. James, while John had a better effect on the teacher. I did it without looking. It's pretty telling that Wikipedia had to add italics so we know where to put the emphasis, even with the punctuation. I do think this is a good example of lexical ambiguity and the necessity of punctuation, Wikipedia, but I think it's a better example of something else. Right? With clarity. Seriously, don't write a sentence that someone else has to read 2 times to understand, let alone 9 or 10. It may technically be a sentence, but it's a bad sentence. And now, because I like a challenge, I'll be studying other terrible English sentences. Buffalo, 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 buffalo. That's it for today. Like, share, or subscribe if those are the things you want to do. And I'll see you next Tuesday.